Hi there, I'm Nathan with Seek Outside, and I'm going to cover seam sealing a backpack. Our packs are made from X-Pack, which if you seam seal it is completely waterproof. The procedure to seam seal one seems a bit intimidating. It's really not. It's very, very simple. I started by removing the frame, the harness, and the hip belt. That's very easy. You just loosen the webbing to these ladder locks, and then this down here, and everything pulls off. You don't have to separate the belt from the frame at all. I also disconnected all of my compression straps because I need access to both sides of this webbing. Water can wick through webbing and go through the seam. We need to cover both sides of that. And the most important thing is I've absolutely stuffed this bag. You can tell at the top it nearly will not close. The most important part is down here at the bottom. I started with a blanket and then went to pillows. You need something in the bottom that will conform to the shape of the pack bag so that you get these corners as tight as you can get them. The point of stuffing the bag is stretching that seam out. If you seam seal a bag with the seams not stretched, if you ever stretch it in the future, it will pull the seam sealer away from the seam. So stuff it as full as you're ever going to get it, and then we seam seal. So the process, I'm just going to use a clear silicone seam sealer. I have a rag for some excess, and I'm going to start up here as far up as I can go. I will seam seal all the way to the top of the shroud, but I will unhook this before I do, and then just stretch the seams by hand and do it that way. So I'm going to run a thin bead right in the seam and just do a little bit at a time. Press that in with my finger. That makes sure that it's getting into the stitch holes. I'm keeping it nice and narrow so you don't affect the looks of the bag too much. You will be able to see this, obviously, and I don't have a real problem with that because our bags are made for function, not for looks. They're designed to perform, and not having a rain cover is a pretty big deal. Again, both sides of webbing. And if we press that in, it'll make it look cleaner. Probably needs to dry for 24 hours. And then the spots you really need to pay attention to, if the bag is vertical, being worn in a rain situation, obviously anything that catches water. So all this stuff up here, make sure you cover these seams well. Get down in the grow gain there. And then down at the bottom of the bag, this flat filled seam, make sure you cover it well. Stitch holes. The most water penetration in my testing is through the vertical seams, and they're also the easiest to seam seal. So in my opinion, if you do the vertical seams and all this stuff really well, the bag for all intents and purposes is waterproof from rain. Just for a general backpacker, a pack rafter needs to pay more attention to the bottom of the bag. Backpackers, water's going to run off. Hang it from a tree at night, water's going to run off. Pack rafters are soaking them in a hole, so pay more attention to it. But really a simple process, pretty fast, takes 30 minutes, an hour, something like that, and lasts a very long time. So that's how you seam seal a pack bag.